What is up, guys? This is Dafrekknpope, and I will be commentating on a game I played with a Premade. It was a 5v5 Premade. It was in a ranked game, and we were playing against a random team here. And for sake of ease of wording and all that mess, I'm going to be calling my team Team Blue, and the other team, the opposing team in this game, Team Purple. And it will be from my point of view, but I will try to give an unbiased perspective and a wide view of the game for the most part. Okay, so here we have the setup for Team Blue is we have a jungle Udyr and a Kennen who's going to be soloing mid, and Irelia who's going to be in the top lane soloing that, and we have a Blitzcrank and a Kassadin who are going to be in our duo lane in the bottom. It does look like Nidalee's going to get a couple traps here in the mid river near Udyr's jungle. So they will be keeping an eye out to see if he's going to be counter jungling, which I don't think he's going to be doing this game. The setup for their team is a Nidalee, who's going to be their solo top. They have an Ashe mid, a jungle Cho'Gath, and they have Karma and a Xin Zhao who are going to be in the dual lane bottom. So as we're waiting for this golem to spawn, I'm just going to talk about a couple things in this game. So first of all, I've been pre-mating this team with just a couple days now, so we don't really know each other that well. We're kind of new to this whole setup we're doing here. This is kind of like a random setup that we just kind of picked, but it actually worked out pretty well. And I had a blast playing this game, so I just felt like commentating on it. Looks like Kennen's going to be leashing this golem for Udyr. He's going to start on that and get that down pretty quickly. So he's going to be doing a normal jungle route, heading back to his lane down here bottom. Oh, and it looks like Blitzcrank's going to be opened up on in the bush. He's going to be popped up by Xin Zhao and exhausted, ignited, but he's going to ghost away. Throws out the arm, but oh, to no avail there. But he does survive that gank, and I'm not really sure what he was thinking going through that bush at this point. They could have easily killed him if he wasn't paying attention. It does look like this Xin Zhao is going to be trying to zone the Blitzcrank and the Kassadin now, since he is below half HP. Going to be rolling that health potion there, and it looks like Irelia is going to be facing off against Nidalee top. Nidalee rolling a ward and a sapphire crystal. Irelia with a longsword and a health potion. So they're both going for an early game here, and it looks like Udyr is going to be finishing up that golem and killing off those wolves. Kennen will be pushed back to his tower here. We got Ashe at 5 minion hits, and we have Kennen only at 2, but Nidalee is running the pack at 7, and Irelia only at 4. Blitzcrank and Kassadin together only with 1 CS at this point. They really have been zoned fairly well for the first minute of the game. Looks like Blitzcrank's just going to be wanting to get them back on his tower so he can try to get a grab into here and hopefully get some good harass, if not a kill. They will be losing a good amount of CS here at the tower, since the tower is going to be eating a lot of those kills. That is one thing that is you don't want to be on your tower if you really need to farm well. Oh, and he's going to get this grab on Xin Zhao, pop him up, but it looks like the tower is going to be hitting minions, and he flashes out with the Karma Shield, so he's not going to be taking too much damage there, but they did get some good harass on. And there's going to be a lot of action here in this bottom lane, it does look like. Nidalee's taking damage a little in this lane. Irelia at half HP. Oh, she's going to get the stun off on Nidalee. And throws the spear, but oh, right by the ear there of Irelia. They're both at about half HP here. Nidalee, it's still at 7 CS, and Irelia coming ahead at 8. Udyr at 12. And we have Ashe in the lead at 16. Kennen's still only at 5, and Karma at 9. So she is leading this bottom lane here, and Blitzcrank and Cat. Oh, and he pulls the Xin Zhao there in the bush. Gonna get a good damage on there. Blitzcrank throws down exhaust. She's gonna throw out a shield and heal. Oh, and Xin Zhao's gonna pop in. Oh, and he's got the mana shield, but Xin Zhao will go down. It looks like, oh, Blitzcrank's being chased in this bush, and he gets, oh, and the auto attack kill on Karma. So that will be a 1-for-1 there in the bottom lane. Definitely a lot of action going to be going on there, with the two supports battling off with their DPS champions that they're rolling with. Kassadin and Udyr will be going for a gank on Ashe here, but they did not get her. They did get her slightly low. Looks like this Oh, Irelia did take a spear to the face, and she's now down to... Ooh! And that spear does get her to 13 HP. She's going to... Oh, and Nidalee's going to flash in here for the auto attack kill. Heals up, and that turret's really not going to hurt her with only one hit. Irelia really taking a bad hit from that spear there, and just unlucky. Needs to be paying more attention to that. Ashe, pretty low here, but Kennen also only at 600 HP. They'll both be farming up. Nothing really going on mid. Oh, and it looks like the Xin Zhao picks off the Kassadin, who was at low HP from the last battle at bottom. Xin Zhao coming back in the lane with a vengeance, but he's already at half HP. He will be healing up with his passive and karma. Oh, and it looks like Cho'Gath went for a gank mid, but Kennen just ghosted and his lightning dash away, and nothing really happened there. Ashe very low. He misses that shuriken. That could have been a kill for him if he would have hit that and used his W ability. Oh, and it looks like Irelia is going to take a lot of damage to Kitty Cat here. Irelia will be forcing her away now that she has been back and bought items. Looks like Blitzcrank and Kassadin will be fighting again. Blitzcrank taking a lot of damage from those minions. Oh, and he pulls the Xin Zhao. Not really anything happening there. Kassadin's slow down, but he does take a lot of damage. Good harass going down on him. Irelia, oh, and almost kills Nidalee top. Didn't quite catch that. Sorry about that. I missed that, but she almost got Nidalee dead. She was below 50 HP. And it looks like Ashe will be picking up a ward. She probably will put that near the dragon or in that bush to her left. Oh, and it looks like Xin Zhao is going to be grabbed here. Popped up in the air, and Kassadin with the slow. He will be going down, but will Blitzcrank die? No, Blitzcrank gets the kill again. And the Ashe arrow coming way late into that brush. Blitzcrank's mana shield saving his life there once again. And it looks like they're going to try to zone this karma, but they really don't have the HP or the mana to do so. She's going to be kind of forced off the lane here. Blitzcrank kind of low. He might want to get out of there before Xin Zhao comes back. And it looks like Ashe is... She just placed that ward in that bush there. Udyr going for the gank. He pops out. Karma is in that bush. And here comes Cho'Gath from the left. But oh, and there's the grab on Karma in the stun with Udyr having lizard buff. And they're going to exhaust that Cho'Gath. Nothing really going to happen there. He pops his flash. And here comes Xin Zhao from the base, and he's going to drop down on this Kassadin, who is out of mana completely. And there's the pop-up by Cho'Gath in the silence, and he has no way of getting out of that. Oh, and the flash. Melee hit by Xin Zhao there. Good pickup on that kill for them. Udyr is going to be holding this tower alone. And it does look like Irelia will recall as well, having pushed that top tower back. Kennen recalling may take a little damage to his turret here. Ashe pushing the lane, still with full HP. And it does look like Irelia has picked up her mana crystal and boots at this point, so she will be building a sheen, most likely, with that mana crystal. And Cho'Gath possibly calling for his team at Dragon. It looks like Blitzcrank will be heading there as well as Udyr, and Kassadin coming in from the bottom half of the jungle, and Kennen going to be teleporting in. Blitzcrank throwing in a grab, hitting no one. The ward tells him that they're definitely there. Kennen ulting in. Xin Zhao very low, gets shielded, but still goes down to a shuriken. And Kennen gets ignited, but he will be living at this point. Ashe, oh, and she dies to another Blitzcrank kill, having been dropped down fast by Udyr. Oh, and the grab right to the right of Karma. She juked that. She'll be putting out some harass, and they're going to take some... Oh, Udyr takes some tower hits here. And here's Nidalee in, flashing over the wall and getting the kill on Udyr. So the kills are now 5-5, tied. And it looks like Nidalee with Lizard is going to put some pressure on them. Irelia coming in from the left. Not going to be doing much there, and taking more damage than she deal out. Nidalee getting in some spears. They're all half HP or below. Blitzcrank out of mana, not going to be getting a pull in. And now he takes a spear to the face. He does have enough mana for a pull now, but he will... Oh, he could have pulled the Nidalee there. Oh, and the Ashe arrow goes down on Irelia. She drops to Nidalee, and they can't really stop her at this point. They really didn't have anything to do. Irelia just stunned and destroyed in that kitty takedown. And it does look like they got that last dragon, and Cho'Gath and Xin Zhao would be pushing back the lanes, both bottom and top. They have 3 mid still, and Kassadin and Blitzcrank having to hold this turret alone. Nothing they can really do. Getting harassed extremely well by Ashe and Nidalee. Just keeping them off the line. And they do have a ward in that bush, so they see that Udyr, the ward that Ashe placed earlier. Udyr is going to be running, but Kassadin dropping the slow on Karma. They do try to pick off Nidalee, but she's going to be getting away. And it looks like here comes the Blitzcrank grab. He's got enough mana for it, but he's... Oh, he just misses Karma because she scoots forward a little. Oh, and Xin Zhao's going to take him down from the back. He came from the bottom lane and picked up a kill. Looks like Nidalee's going to be dropped down, but Kennen drops his ultimate and saves Kassadin's life, as well as getting a kill on Nidalee. Good pickup by Kennen there. And he does pick up the lizard buff from that kill. Sorry about the gray screen here, but when I die, this just has to happen. And it does look like CS, Irelia at 35, leading Team Blue, and Team Purple being led by Cho'Gath and Ashe. Ashe at 40, and Kennen only at 28, but he does have that 2 kills, and he did pick up his Magi, so that will be doing well for him later on in this game. Xin Zhao just rocking his Berserker's Greaves at this point, no real items to note. And it does look like Irelia is going to be coming in from the top lane, and they're going to be putting on some pressure. Blitzcrank and Kassadin. Ashe is running alone towards the dragon, and it looks like Kassadin's going to be silenced. Blitzcrank grab, and he pops her up, and there's the... She just gets dropped, and there goes the Karma shield, but she will not be able to live through this. Here comes... Oh! Udyr does go down by Xin Zhao, as well as Kassadin going down to the Karma there. Nidalee jumping in, and looks like Irelia is getting some damage out on this Nidalee, but they can't really do anything at this point. They're all pretty low HP, and it is a 3v3 here. But Cho'Gath is still missing. Kennen low HP, so he's staying back at the turret, and it does look like Nidalee and Xin Zhao are going to push back this lane. Going to get a grab on Xin Zhao, but nothing really going to happen there. Irelia is at the other side of the lane here, and Xin Zhao is just going to retreat to the jungle there, and Blitzcrank does ward that bush. Nidalee hopping in there, taking some damage, and it does look like Ashe is going to teleport in. Really getting popped up, but Ashe doing nothing there with the teleport, essentially just getting to the lane quicker. Blitzcrank is going to stay. Oh, and he goes for the grab on Ashe, but the minion gets in the way. And it does look like Kassadin's going to be pushing back the lane bottom. Cho'Gath popping out, so nothing really going to happen down there. A little harassed down on Cho'Gath. Karma's going to be alone in the river near top, but she doesn't look like she's going to be looking for a fight. Irelia going to go into this Ashe, and Udyr with a flash stun with lizard buff. Oh, and Ashe is going to flash as well, but it looks like Irelia is going to pop her ultimate. Udyr being stunned by the Ashe arrow. They're going to get the kill on her, are they? Oh, and boom, there goes the Kennen Shuriken. And Irelia very low, taking all those tower hits, and oh, and she dies to a minion. Oh, man, tanking that tower, not such a good idea at this point. It looks like Xin Zhao is going to completely destroy this Kennen here with Ignite. He tries to pop his ultimate, but it was too late. Udyr dodging that pop-up by Cho'Gath, and it does look like Blitzcrank and Karma are going to be landing bottom, just trading blows and getting as much CS as they can at this point, having no carries in their lane. Udyr will go for a Madred's Blood Razor, most likely the Madred's, and he does have Boots of Swiftness as well, so he's definitely going to be an asset to his team to get to their team as fast as possible and stun the carry or the support as fast as he can, and get out a lot of damage on them before they can react. So yeah, Kassadin will still be farming this bottom lane here with Blitzcrank in the top lane as well as Karma. Xin Zhao and Ashe still mid. Ashe picking up a Cloak of Striking, the crit cloak, 18% crit on that, coupled with her passive is very deadly early game. And she does have an Elixir of Fortitude as well, so she will be critting very high if she saves up that passive. Irelia is going to be caught here by the Nidalee, taking some damage, but it looked like Nidalee just ran away as soon as she saw... Oh, and it looks like Udyr is coming in from behind with Lizard jumping down on that Ashe. Cho'Gath dropping some silences. Blitzcrank coming from the top lane will pop her up, but she goes down immediately.